After driving away from a storm, pregnant model Sarah Connor gives a picture of herself to a young boy so he can discover his manhood. But she forces him to pay for it, as she doesn't do this for free. He then pauses in confusion once he realizes he actually needs that money for food. The old man tells her she shouldn't take advantage of young boys, and to lose some weight if she really wants to make a career out of this. She takes it to heart and loses the weight after several months of intense training. These assholes take this poor sleeping woman and stick her in this dusty old factory, next to a corpse of the man who impregnated her, Kyle Reese. But they are trying to show her something important that just couldn't wait. Their new invention, the Terminator of messes. This company made a machine that's going to help clean up this city. Kyle used to be the best city cleaner around, and now they made one to replace him. She watches as this new machine inflates and sparks to life in horrifying fashion. She tries to turn it off, but it has gained sentience. As it realizes she clearly doesn't want him around for being disrespectful to her dead boyfriend's memory, it tries to run away, but she runs after it, like a boss-ass bitch. The machine gets tired due to its small size and powers down. She finds her dead boyfriend Kyle laying there. The paramedics just got tired of his stink and left him there. Or, as an experiment to show off this company's great new cleaning product. I'm sure she's on candid camera somewhere so they can capture her reaction for the product's commercial. That's when she realizes she has a hole in her leg, so she fills it with a piece of metal so she doesn't bleed out, just to be safe. Then, the Terminator's true magic occurs. This machine uses its magnetic ability to piece itself together to gain a more mobile body, and to showcase another new function, healing dead or injured people, such as recently deceased Kyle Reese. What a great new product by Cyberdyne. Sarah is hesitant but excited to join her once dead boyfriend Kyle, but he is pissed off to be awakened from his dirt nap just to find out he's been replaced. So he too wants to destroy this corporation's new product. The Terminator realizes it is not welcome and tries to flee from a growing group of people who are losing their jobs to machines. It takes notice of other machines that are like it, realizes it wants to be more than them and become a real boy, like Pinocchio. But it's gonna take a lot of good deeds for this machine to get there. Kyle gets sleepy, so Sarah sets him down, and uses the force to pick him back up when she thinks he's had enough, all while the machine fixes the door as it leaves. Kyle makes sure to turn off all the lights before leaving. They then continue to chase the machine outside. Sarah fixes the window as they leave, helping her man clean up this city along the way. Not sure why the machine missed that one while passing through. Guess it has its flaws here and there. Sarah and Kyle sit to cuddle, and the machine knows it's not welcome thanks to Kyle's stern look, so it lays down in the fire and tries to ignore them. They get up to leave once it's not looking to go cuddle somewhere else, but get lost in the smoke along the way. Sarah needs to catch her breath for a moment, and sees the machine rusting really fast. Or could it be? The fire's igniting an evolutionary change on the machine, growing flesh, continuing its transformation into becoming a real boy. The Terminator gets excited and knows it's on the right track, and needs to continue on its mission to clean up this city. Its healing power shows no bounds. It fixes the truck, extinguishing the fire. This machine is a damn hero. But being in the truck, it doesn't notice the device in the back. Kyle pops out of the dumpster to grab that for him. Kyle may hate the Terminator, but he won't deny his duty to clean up this place too. Sarah and Kyle chase after the truck because the Terminator is doing too good of a job. But it's in a truck, so it's faster. Then they decide this other truck will be their next project and crawl inside. The Terminator decides to give the truck to two nice men as a gift. It even helps the old man off the ground. The machine then crawls into the truck to sleep, which was a poor choice on its part, as they accidentally drive over it, tiring the Terminator out big time. Sarah and Kyle decide to fix up the truck and cuddle somewhere else. The machine follows. It even helps by fixing their truck for them too along the way. It even takes away Kyle's sleepiness, pumping him full of energy. The Terminator is a machine. It doesn't know how to be a sore loser, unlike Kyle. Kyle returns the favor by showing the machine how it's done. He uses a pollution collecting device and tries to show off and one-up the machine's good deeds. The Terminator uses its patented cleaning devices to fix the truck, showing off its cleaning skills. The machine then tries to crash at a hotel and falls down along the way, but the truck helps it back up. Kyle and Sarah give a nice man their truck. The machine knows it's not wanted, yet again, so it inspects the room and leaves it for them, even though it got there first. Kyle and Sarah laugh that they have the place to themselves to bang. Kyle begins to show what a douche he actually is by taking his baby out of Sarah, so he doesn't need to pay child support. He gets mad for a moment after learning what she's been doing since his death, and takes the pollution collecting devices out of the bag as Sarah sits and watches. He then sits with her and tells her how awesome the banging was though, as tears accumulate in her eyes due to his mixed messaging. They begin to take apart the pollution collectors to save the environment. Reduce, reuse, recycle. The Terminator continues his mission to become a real boy by searching the city for messes to clean. Sarah and Kyle are finishing up the recycling of the pollution devices to be used in everyday products. The Terminator and Sarah talk on the phone about recycling endeavors behind Kyle's back. They're actually starting to bond a bit. But then Kyle comes back after a long walk. He takes the gun away from a suicidal Sarah, and she drags herself out of the room reluctantly. The hotel pays Kyle and Sarah to leave, since they won't shut up about the environment. Kyle then shows Sarah how much he made. She's not actually that impressed by his attempts to show off and flaunt what little wealth he can accumulate. The Terminator brings a gun to its new room. The janitor messes up the hallway as the machine tries to read in peace, just like all tortured souls. Kyle and Sarah hide from the pollution in the tunnel. She immediately falls asleep and dreams about Kyle in a dystopian wasteland, where he does an even worse job than he does now. Fire fixes the picture she gave to the boy earlier. This other machine does a good job of fixing up this messy basement. The people become way calmer after its good cleaning skills are put to use. Kyle looks thankful for the photo. Some kids put a rat down to live amongst them. Kyle gets bored with the crying and sad faces and decides to leave. They aim at another cleaning machine, but don't pull the trigger. The dream ends off more peacefully than it started. Kyle's been talking all day into the night about how great he is. What a self-centered dick. Sarah needs to stretch her legs, and watches as Kyle flexes. She's tired of his macho bullshit and yells at him. He's clearly upset that she doesn't appreciate his physique. At this point, she just wants him to bleed out and die again already, so she takes off his bandage, but he puts his coat back on. She's really upset that he figured out a way not to bleed to death. She's cold and upset with their current predicament, but she shakes way too much for his liking that he just gets annoyed and walks away. They decide that this spot sucks and leave. They fix up a car and head to a warmer spot to rest. A spot where there's a bunch of dead people, so chances of them being bothered are very slim. The Terminator gets there first and starts fixing up the place for them to rest comfortably, because it is damn good at what it does. Since they are still annoyed with each other, Sarah hides from Kyle, and he loses sight of her. So he leaves the room but fixes the window as he leaves. The machine makes all the sick people better, sucking the death right out of them, while they use their magic guns to make it more of a real boy shot by shot to thank it for the effort. Sarah quickly becomes tired of her hiding spot now that Kyle has left the room. Kyle decides he wants to get kinky with this old man after his fight with Sarah, finally acting on his fascination with bondage. But the man says no to his advances and walks away, leaving Kyle even more confused with himself. The machine fixes up the place by bringing light to the people, like a metal god. It fixes the door with its leg, even helps them file paperwork back onto their desk with extreme precision. Its biggest contribution comes when it cleans up the car that is blocking the wall from standing up straight. The guy at the front desk gives no shit to the machine's efforts at being a good, clean boy. It, however, marvels in its own handiwork. The Terminator tells the man that he should be thankful for its cleaning skills, and to not mess up the place after it leaves. Sarah finally sleeps, but this guy comes in to stalk her like a pervert. Then pulls a major dick move and takes away her blanket. They then just talk about their work and show her a bulletproof vest instead of letting her sleep. Their need to mansplain is unlike any other. They show her footage of Kyle, still in his bondage cuffs, yelling that he needs a seat. And they give him one. He starts to calm down. He then tells the doctor in horrific detail about banging Sarah, while he thinks the camera is off. What did she ever see in this douchebag? The machine climbs into its hotel window instead of using the door, and starts piecing itself together. It takes off its glasses and gives itself a shitty eye job, sticking something it found in the sink in its eye hole, which is just gross. But it's gotta do what it's gotta do to complete its transformation into becoming human. The doctor takes notes of Kyle banging Sarah, due to his lack of getting any. He lives vicariously through stories like this. The other two also enjoy Kyle's banging story behind the window. Oh, look. They are also using the pollution cleaning technology to clean the air. Lots of great environmentalists in this film. The machine pieces its arm together with more flesh to become a real boy, just like Pinocchio did. Or maybe I'm thinking about a different story. Anyways, it's ready to help the town and get back to cleaning. Sarah's upset that Kyle would tell everybody about their sexual exploits, so she gets revenge by telling them that he isn't actually as great as he tells everyone that he is. And he's a limp dick. The cops get sick of Kyle and Sarah's bullshit and put them in a crappy car to argue amongst themselves. One of the cops insults Kyle, calling him a limp dick before they drive away to stir the pot, pissing Kyle off even more. They frantically start the car and start chasing the Terminator, shooting their cleaning shots at the machine's car, accidentally fixing its face up, which was clearly not their intention. Why do they try to fix cars while in motion? I don't know. This movie's plot is kind of confusing. Kyle parks the car and the Terminator sees it is all fixed up now, then decides to leave in anger because it has a thankless job and no eyebrows. It now understands teenage puberty a little bit more. Kyle apologizes for telling the cops about their sexual exploits. He then shows her his sex tally tattoo, which doesn't really help his cause. He feels shame and hides from the cops driving by. He fixes part of the car while they talk. Kyle takes the shells out of the gun because it's unnecessary at the moment. They decide to go fix another car to distract themselves from this argument. The machine tries to keep its distance, feeling awkward around Kyle and Sarah's constant tension. Kyle thinks his apology is enough, then holds Sarah down and demands more sex. Sarah bites him in protest, which puts him in his place. They continue to argue as they back out of the underground parking. They back out too fast and cut an officer off. She tells him how dumb he is for continuously trying to show off with his driving skills. He remains firm that his driving skills are da bomb, which just adds to his douchebaggery. The machine makes a prank phone call to cheer itself up about its lack of eyebrows and respect. Kyle can tell Sarah's upset, tells her not to get pissy and attempt hopping out of a moving car, then does nothing when she actually tries to, because he is so done with this crap. The machine helps up a downed cop and gives him a brand new car. The cop calls his wife and tells her the good news, and then drives away. The Terminator climbs on their car, puts its arm through the open window to tickle Sarah to try and make her feel better. The machine then hops off. Kyle stops the fire because he's trying to show that he's the better environmentalist. and then leaves the freshly cleaned car as they decide to go fix up a nightclub to save their relationship. The machine tries to beat them there in a fun race. The Terminator decides to take a quick nap on the sidewalk before it fixes the window. And Kyle decides to start healing its skin to make it a real boy as a thank you for trying to cheer Sarah up. Then the machine and Kyle fix up the joint while laying down some fresh blasting beats. Lots of people running and screaming, ready to have a good time. The machine points to her head to indicate that it needs fixing, but it does not, in fact, need fixing. Its joke has fallen flat, and it slowly backs away from this awkward situation. Kyle goes to the bar to have a drink and think about his life choices, while Sarah does the same. The machine decides to help a man's broken hand along the way. The guy thanks it by quickly caressing its neck. That's too much for the machine, who's beginning to feel feelings, and feels even more awkward, so it leaves. Sarah calls the cops to tell them about her new sexual dilemmas since leaving the station. The machine went to Sarah's place and looks through her phone book as she calls to tell it that she's sorry for not laughing at its joke. It puts its ammo away and gets to work healing Sarah's roommate Ginger. She's shocked to be alive and not fully ready to wake up from her nap. It takes her sleepiness away with another energy boost in the back. She's shocked to see her boyfriend Matt through the wall, but is happy to see it get cleaned up quickly and efficiently. She cleans up her mess and puts away the food for later consumption. Matt thanks the machine for fixing up the place, and even fixes a pillow for him to lay his head upon. She finishes putting everything back in the right packaging because she's a neat freak. While the iguana helps on top of the fridge, she struts back to bed. The machine leaves after a job well done. A cop shows up because he doesn't believe in how much property damage has been repaired in such a short time frame. Sarah is done calling people and wants to talk face to face. The lady behind the desk pays her to shut up, so she just leaves. She follows Kyle to ensure he's not cheating on her after such a crazy night, but he gives her a slip because he's done dealing with her. She decides to call one more person, but the phones are dead, and realizes she's not the only Sarah Connor out there. She then hears her name on the news in the greatest coincidence ever, even freaking out for a second and backing away as if she did nothing, weirding everyone else out. The cops talk about their crazy night as the smoky pollution attacks them without mercy. Where's the Terminator when you need it? The cops try to call Ginger, but even after she turns down the music, she decides she'd rather bang and ignore them. The cops are disappointed about being ignored constantly. The cops walk out to be bombarded with reporters for a moment after the stories of the best cleanup the city has seen in a long time. Sarah finally makes it back home after such a crazy night. Matt waits for her outside like a psycho, but she takes it well. She then picks up her iguana, listens to a message on her machine from Kyle, saying he's dumping her. She's happy with this decision after all the bullshit they've went through since his resurrection. She sets the iguana down to walk away. The girls look at themselves in the mirror like sexual goddesses, now that Sarah's newly single again. The cops find out about the dead Sarah Connors and wish that they had healing powers to make them all better, like the amazing job the Terminator has been doing since going online. Ginger talks to Matt on the phone, then gives the phone to Sarah so she can take her makeup off. Sarah flirts with Matt like a slut. Then he says something awkward and she just hangs up on him. He tries to call back as she joins Ginger in the bathroom to wet her hair. Kyle parks his car, stares at a machine in fear, then daydreams about working with the machines that he hates. A fire almost gets him, but a machine saves his life. He goes to work with the machines fixing up the nasty-looking city. He does his part in making gigantic Roombas, and follows them as it gains sentience. It starts to wander off to clean. He follows it for a little while to try to get ahead of it, but gives up, accepting defeat that they are better than him at his job. He realizes his present state and fixes the car he's currently in, feeling like he's not doing as good of a job as the machines. Sarah gets a new job as a waitress, and hears more about her dead counterparts on TV. The machine finally gets to healing the other Sarahs from death, and fixing their doors. It stares her down, as she is practically speechless about being alive. The dog didn't like that nosy bitch and bitches it out for its efforts. It takes it in stride and fixes a boy's toy as it leaves. The Terminator sees a phone off the hook and puts a man in the booth, hooking this guy up with a lady. It's like a mechanical cupid. Kyle decides he needs a full gun, so he takes it out and puts a handle on it. The machine heals a nice man, taking away some more pollution in the process. Returns to special equipment now that its mission is over and leaves in peace. Sarah's been saving some ice cream in her pocket for later, but gets pissed that a young boy takes it. So she makes a mess in protest, realizes her pettiness and cleans it up before walking away. The machine parks the car, fixes it up nicely before leaving it for a deserving recipient. Sarah punches out from work, says goodbye to the mascot and heads on home, thankful for a new life that doesn't involve modeling or Kyle. Kyle contemplates calling one of the other Sarahs, deciding on heading home instead. Just then his drugs start kicking in. He pulls his gun out and leaves it in the cop car, planting evidence like the dick that he is. The cops notice this and he flees, but his feet become sore, so he leaves his shoes. He then neatly puts his coat with the others as to not leave a trail of his nudity. He runs away from the cops at first, but they leave as he runs out because he's still got a gun and on drugs. He locks the door behind him on the way out, the drugs heightening his OCD. Kyle points his gun at an officer, spouting what sounds like nonsense about cleaning products, then forcibly gives the cop his gun. The guy is freaked out by this, especially when Kyle tries to chase him some more. The cop gets in his car and flees the scene. Kyle sees a poor old man with no pants, so he gives him his pair. The drugs really start taking hold. He tweaks out and lies down. As he chokes on his own breath, trying not to vomit, he has reached enlightenment and ascends to the heavens as a higher-born being. The old guy immediately forgets due to his own drug problem. The Terminator gives a nice man his clothes, and then a heartless man a heart. It's like a weird twist on The Wizard of Oz. Even pick up a guy who is cleaning up sharp weapons he found on the ground. Then they laugh at him for his nudity, even though they are in fact thankful. He doesn't like this and walks away. They fix up a broken bottle as he leaves to show what great guys they really are. Now that the mission is over, the Terminator has done such a great job that it has reached enlightenment, but without the need of drugs. It looks around to make sure no one else sees its nudity and takes a superhero pose, sucking in the last bit of pollution on its way out. But then an old man sees and watches from his truck like a pervert. The machine becomes one with the universe. Then, the old man, being a dick, decides to leave some trash there to show that the future will still be a dirty mess without these great cleaners at work. But at least the good guy in this story got a happy ending and got what it wanted. And then some. A physical body, and then existence without the need for a body. Quite brilliant when you think about it. Like Pinocchio mixed with Bicentennial Man and 2001: A Space Odyssey. We also get the names of all the people who had their hand in this heartwarming environmental project, about a machine wanting to be human as it cleans up a dirty city and brings people back to life. With the side story of a resurrected douchebag cleaner wannabe who can't accept the machine. Tonight, present are in, here fought be would it. Future the in fought be not would battle final the but. Decades for rage had mankind exterminate to war there. Fire nuclear the of ashes the from rose machines the. This plot doesn't make any sense. It's like a stone dyslexic hippie wrote this. It seems that the battle for a pollution-free society continues in the future, regardless of the entire plot we've seen. I guess it doesn't have a happy ending after all. Well, that sucks. Oh well. At least there's no room for a sequel. Because really, how could they top this?